Let me tell you about Feisty Fox Coaching, why I created it, and what are the principles behind it that makes it work. Feisty Fox Coaching coaches athletes who wants to achieve their goals, their dreams, even though others think it's impossible. You may have heard about my story. Back then, I was a non-athlete. I did not know how to swim, was scared of the water. I did not even own a bike. But in 2015, that is when I made the Guinness World Record holder as the fastest female to finish 5 Ironman in 5 consecutive days. Since then, I started meeting same people as just like me, who's hungry and wants to achieve their dreams. I can see how bad they want their goal, and I know that I could help them because I was on the other side back then. With my knowledge, skills, my training, and most specifically because I truly care about my athletes and I really want to achieve the results. With my analytical mind and just getting the work done, I've been actually helped a lot of other people to achieve their dreams. Here are some of the examples. Luigi came to me asking for help. At that time, it was actually 2016, and he came to me and he told me that he was injured when he was following another coach's plan. But he told me that he wants to achieve this and this and this. So let me tell you what are those. At that time, he only had finished one 70.3 Ironman, which is a 1.2 mile swim, 56 mile bike, and a half marathon or 13.1 mile distance of running. But his goals are actually, he wants to be a full Ironman finisher. He also wants to be an ultra runner. He wants to run 100 mile. And last but not the least, he wants to be an Ultraman. Ultraman is another race beyond Ironman. Let me just tell you quickly. Ultraman is a 3-day event consisting of 10 kilometers swimming, 260 mile of riding a bike, and a double marathon or 52.4. And it's also by qualification. So you really need to have your racing resume like at the top because you're competing with athletes. And also, plus this has a cutoff time of 12 hours each day. Anyways, going back to Luigi, let me read you his goals when I first met him. And he actually said, my main goal doing these events are to help raise funds for different causes. I want to empower those that limit themselves. And he also wants to do an Ultraman. Okay, so that was 2 years back then. 2 years moving forward, what he has achieved, despite of all the busy day, because he also owns a house and also have a daytime job. He has family and friends and his girlfriend. What he has achieved is that he actually got a time, his first full Ironman with sub 14, and that was Chattanooga. We're in a lot of DNF because it was hot at the time. 6 weeks after, he told me, actually, Coach, I want sub 13. I said, Luigi, we're not aiming for sub 13. Your training is for sub 12. And guess what? Six weeks after his first full Ironman, he achieved a sub 12. That was his second Ironman. Okay. Other things that he has achieved, he actually finished 200-mile cycling event. Also, it's to prepare him for Ultraman. And then he finally got his 100-mile finisher at Nanigoat with a very good time of 25 hours. On those races, he also have raised funds for United Way to help veterans, homeless veterans. Last but not the least, this year, he became an Ultraman finisher. This is a very small percentage of finishers as up to date. So just think about it, where he came from. Finishing only 170.3 triathlon. 2 years, he has achieved all this at a very, very good time. Plus the Ultraman. That's Luigi. He was very committed. He worked with me, a lot of communication. And he has achieved his dream. Let me tell you about Hendrik. Hendrik is a 50-year-old man, has 3 kids, daytime job, and a wife. And he wants to achieve his dreams. He came to me. Actually, before even coming to me, he came to another coach. And he expressed his desire to achieve his dream. What are his dreams? His dream is actually to become a Boston qualifier. In 8 weeks from qualifying from Boston, he wants to become a full Ironman finisher. The other coach said, no, that's not possible. Well, maybe. Well, why? Well, first of all, besides that, Hendrik has a busy life. First of all, is that he actually has some medical condition. One of them is that he has bulging discs on his back that becomes a sciatica when he does long run. The other one is that he has torn rotator cuff tendon. Okay. Besides those 2 medical conditions, he also has not been swimming a lot in the open water swim. Actually, he has not even tried a wetsuit. That was about 10 weeks before the full Ironman. He also has not completed a 100-mile bike. And again, that was 10 weeks before a full Ironman. He approached to me that question. Another thing is that he has not finished a triathlon, and that was 10 weeks. So I met with him. We did a swim session, really I don't know, it was very comprehensive because I really want to help him. I mean, not just physically on swimming, it's actually mindset. Yes, because when he came to me, that was actually his first time to wear a wetsuit. And he wore his wetsuit the very first time in an open water at the race. Okay, so during, maybe the practice race, the day before the race. So before that, we already had a call because he was panicked. He's like, I don't think I can do this. Like, he was really, he was not in a good spot. So I had a talk with him. That was the first triathlon, okay? After that, he said, Coach, I don't think I can do a full Ironman after that first triathlon. I feel like it was the longest swim I've ever done. I feel like I was dying. I said, stick to the goal. Let's focus on the training, okay? Since I know that the Boston Marathon, which is actually mid-March, okay, mid-March, is already a lot of focus that needs to be taken in place. Even just the training is so much detail that has to be taken in place. And I want him to be focused because he already has his life, his family, friends, work. So I have to strategize the training in which the overall stress of Hendrik is not gonna shoot up. It's something that's controlled. Okay, so I have to manage that too. On LA Marathon, the Boston qualification marathon that we want to achieve, he actually did really well. The qualification time supposedly is 3:30 or 3 hours 30 minutes. His time was 3 hours and 21 minutes, and he had achieved become Boston qualifier. Okay, but that was so he was very happy. But of course, after a hard race like qualifying for Boston, he needs to taper. And to me, my value in coaching is injury-free. And I don't want him to get a divorce or lose his job also, even though he has this next big dream, which is to become a full Ironman. And that's 8 weeks after finishing his LA Marathon. A lot of different things. People think that, okay, you have a coach and the coach will just give you a plan. No, that's not it. I think so many different things about the athlete, of what other areas that's going on. Because I believe that if the athlete has so much stress while training, that athlete's not going to give a high quality training on a daily basis. I know that. Why? Because I'm just like my athlete. I'm also busy with my other life. Anyways, so 8 weeks, I got him on taper. We had to take care of his tight calf. okay, after the full marathon. So we really need to take care of that, because I don't want him to get injured, especially at that time. He has not even finished 100-mile bike. Okay, so the training was very detailed, a lot of attention that I put in there, and the training was hard. It can only be successfully achieved if two of us, Hendrik and I, are communicating. And we were on a daily basis, so many times in a day, either message, call. If he's down or he's having this doubt, I will be on the call right away. I need to catch him, take him out from that bubble, and get him back to the training, because we only have 8 weeks going to the Ironman. Okay. Also, before the Ironman, of course, we're gonna have to taper him, and he has to follow, and he did. Okay. So if you think about it, 8 weeks after the LA Marathon, going to the full Ironman, basically we only have 4 weeks of very good training. Why? Because the 2 weeks I kind of best estimated that will be recovery from LA Marathon. The other 2 weeks is actually to taper for full Ironman. Remember, all these recovery weeks, the number of weeks to recover, number of weeks to taper, it varies with different athletes. For Hendrik, that's the formula. That's what I work on with him. So we basically have only 4 weeks. 4 weeks of hard training. 4 weeks to actually finish, at least train for that 2.4-mile swim in open water. Remember, I just told you earlier, just 10 weeks before the Ironman, that was his first time to actually wear a wetsuit. That was his first time to actually be at a triathlon race. He did not even go to a half Ironman. He did an Olympic. And after Olympic, he jump into a full Ironman. So we have a lot of things going on. We did not even talk about his injury, his bulging disc that becomes sciatica, or his torn rotator cuff tendon. But we made it possible. It's myself as a coach who really care, who wants to achieve the result that my athlete wants to make sure that the athlete will be so happy on his first time to finish that first full Ironman, and then that his family will see his achievement, how much he shines, that he achieves his dream as Superman, right? So, that's what I want for my athlete, because I am with my athlete, even though my athlete is in Arizona, or actually it was in Santa Rosa. I was there. I was following his race. I even called his wife, making sure his wife is okay, waiting. So move forward, 8 weeks after qualifying for Boston Marathon. He finished his first full Ironman, and he's not injured, and he's so happy. He actually had a time of sub 15, about 14 hours. I think that's a great time. I really do. He did a great job in just following the training, being very committed, being very serious, and taking care of himself. Sleep-wise, nutrition, and just pacing. I'm so proud of him. After that, we had a call about his race, about an hour actually, and really just talk about it, because I don't look at the race. I really care for my athlete. I want him to move forward. What else is next for him? Whether I'm coaching him or not, officially or not, I don't care. I just want the best for my athlete. I want him to just move forward, because I know how he thinks and his emotional connection with the race, because I'm like him too. I really am. I don't know, I just connect with these people that's like really want to be the best that they can be. And for me to be able to help them out, I would do that, even for a call, and then give them some advice of what's next for them. So that's Hendrik, and I hope it inspires you. I'm going to talk about another athlete. James. James came to me asking for help coaching, because he wants to finish in 3 months, he wants to finish a half Ironman distance. And in 6 months, about 6 months, he wants to finish a first full Ironman. Actually, at the time, he was in another free online coaching program. Those are the things that you got it from like Facebook, like on free or discounted program. And I told him, James, what I give you is value. What I give you is result. I need you to be able to show me that you can meet my 3 C's of expectation. That would be commitment, communication, and consistency. If for any reason I see that you're not meeting those 3 C's, I will have to give you warning. And even worse, if you don't continuously meet those 3 C's, I will have to decline you as my athlete. So we can try it out, but I'm gonna grade you. I'm not gonna see that you're with another coaching, and then you decide from it. So we tried it out, and he told me. Actually, before we tried it out, we actually had a long conversation, getting to know him first, where he's at, what's his goal, and other things that could actually affect or interrupt his training. So we went to the training, and James finally decided to actually choose me. Why? Because unfortunately, the other coaching didn't even try to get to know him. And also what we've learned is actually the plans were generated by a computer, and it's more of generic. So that's what we learned. And he said to me, like, Coach, I really want something personal, more of someone that I can see that the coach cares. And I see that from you, so I'm gonna move forward with you. So that's James. Okay. Well, that's about the other coaching. But the other things, let's talk about James, of how his life was training for a half Ironman distance, and next is full Ironman. He has 2 kids, girls, both girls, and he has wife. He has his job. It's actually a 12-hour job as a nurse. And guess what's his schedule? Oh my goodness, his schedule changes on, like, I don't know if I remember correctly, bi-weekly or weekly. It could be from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and it varies on different days. Okay. My priority is to make sure that the workouts fit the athlete's lifestyle in terms of work, kids, family, and at least still sane and still healthy. Okay. He has also expressed to me of things that, other coach expects him to actually work out after a 12-hour shift without sleeping. To me, I'm not like that. I really put myself into the athlete's situation. I expect what I believe that is doable, that humanely possible. Okay, so on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, he would give me his work schedule, and I would plug in his workouts. Although 3 months or 6 months sounds long, but actually it's not. Time goes fast, and specific weeks, especially for someone who's doing it the first time, especially someone who's doing his best to actually lose weight as well, and also have kids. It's not easy. With a 12-hour shift, you being sleepy, trying to manage your sleep. No, it's not. But we made it through. 3 months forward, he became a half Ironman finisher on his birthday, and I was actually there. I was running with him, saying, "Happy birthday, James!" So yeah, he finished. I met his wife in person, finally, and his kids also. Okay, so I was like, they're actually thankful. And then we move forward, then that's the next one is full Ironman. I haven't actually even told you about his swimming. His swimming was not good when we started. Not good. Like, whoa. But he worked so hard, and he would tell me, Coach, it's so hard. But the thing about it is that I don't help athletes just for the exercise. There are so many areas in training that an athlete needs to actually put himself. Not just swim, bike, and run. That's a very small part of the training. There is nutrition. There's recovery. Why recovery? Because we want to make sure that the athlete can actually execute the training after hard workout. So we want to make sure that the athlete actually recovers fast. Next one is nutrition. How do you think James can handle his training while not being sick or while still doing his work, his being with his kids? It was hard, but we made it doable. Okay, so there's the swimming. Moving forward, So we talked about the physical training, which is swim, bike, and run. There's the nutrition, there's the recovery, and the next one is mindset. People think, oh yeah, I've done full Ironman, I can do this. But guess what? Even myself, even each of the athlete, even the strong-minded, sometimes there's that hole that needs help. There's the roller coaster when training for a race. And that's where I come in place. I know what the training that James was going through, and I have to remind him of his little achievements, okay? For him to take him out from being so down or just so worried, stressed out. I want him to just focus on the training, trust the training, and I'll be with you. I'm a call away, okay? Because I really want him to actually have his mindset there and executing a high quality workout. 6 months after we talked on the phone, he became a full Ironman finisher. So that's James. Despite of the schedule-wise, with a 12-hour shift as a nurse, with 2 kids, with challenges with weight, with challenges on the swim, and even on the run actually, he was able to make it. Him and I worked together and was able to make him a full Ironman finisher. That's James. Let me tell you about Feisty Fox Coaching name. Feisty Fox Coaching actually came from my totem name, which is Feisty Fox. Feisty Fox is the name that I used when I entered a big endurance cycling race. Since then, it has evolved from Feisty Fox to Feisty Fox Coaching when I started coaching athletes to achieve their goals. Athletes who are just like me. And I call them Feisty Fox Athletes. Feisty Fox Athletes are brave athletes who wouldn't let anything or anyone be on the way in achieving their dream. They may have setbacks or failures, but they will always keep moving forward. No matter however it takes, they will find ways, and I'm there to guide them. And they may take a big leap or small baby steps, but they will always move forward because they know that it is possible and they're capable of doing the most impossible things. Let me tell you about what feisty means. If you describe someone as feisty, you mean that they are tough, independent, and spirited, often when you would not expect them to be. So a lot of athletes come to me and ask me, Coach, I want to be your athlete, or what's your rate, or how do you do your coaching? But guess what? I actually do more than that. I don't just accept right away athletes who can pay or just approach me. Just as the athlete is very selective of their coach, I am very selective of my athletes too. I actually invest my time of getting to know the athlete first before even accepting them. I want to make sure I'm the right coach for them, and vice versa. Also, I want to make sure that the athlete meets my 3 C's of expectation. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get the results that we both want. I want to make sure that the athlete knows my values of why Feisty Fox Coaching works. All those things I want the athlete understand first before him or her and I go into this coach-athlete relationship that I actually really value. I put so much effort, energy, investment in this relationship because I want it to be strong, because I know that's how we can achieve the result. So now, moving forward, I want to tell you what my 3 C's of expectation. 3 C's of expectation. It's communication, consistency, and commitment. I strongly believe with communication. I've had a lot of coaches, and some of them I actually fired them or just didn't want to continue because the coach doesn't communicate with me. If you're the type of person who doesn't want to communicate, then I know that I'm not the right coach for you. Communication is very, very important. I make myself available, messenger or text message, call even. But then the call just need to be scheduled because I want to give you 100% of my time when we're on the call. We may even be on a video call because I want you to see my facial expression just like when you're talking to me in person. So that's communication. Commitment. That tells a lot of things. Commitment actually drives a lot of different things. Commitment is someone who's actually going to do whatever it takes to still reach the goal despite of all the setbacks, despite of all the challenges. But then I don't expect you to be perfect either. I'm there to understand you. I can read when an athlete is committed or not. The next one is consistency. Consistency just means that you're consistently meeting and doing your best to complete the training, to communicate with me. I don't want someone who's like going, sometimes showing up and suddenly gone. No communication. I want someone who's actually always doing his or her best. I don't expect you to be perfect because I'm not perfect myself. But at least I want to see that you're trying and you're doing your best. And again, best can be subjective. Best can be varying depending on the given circumstances. Maybe at some point you have a bad day, but you're just giving your best at that bad day. Okay? So that's the best that you can give. And I can read it. And that's where it comes to communication. All this once it intertwined in why I expect my athletes. These 3 C's. Again, it's communication, commitment, and consistency. Next thing, values. My priorities in coaching. Before we go into coaching, I want to make sure that you understand my values because I truly hold on to this. I follow it. And if in case I feel that I'm not following my values, I'm not going to be happy as a coach. And I'm sure you won't be too. And I hope that you and I have the same values in sports, in training, and in building this coaching relationship. One of them, my value, is injury-free. I really prioritize that my athletes don't get injured. I want to make sure that I know your medical conditions, past history, injuries, and because I want to pay attention to your weaknesses, those weaknesses that we want to strengthen because it's limiting. It's a limiting factor. Injury-free, although you have a big goal, let's say, a full Ironman or qualifying for Boston, I'm not going to make you work out so hard if I know that you're already hurting because I'm prioritizing injury-free. It's so important to me. Especially, it's very important to actually even get you to the start line and actually be able to continue doing what you love, which is the next value that I'm going to say. Another thing is training and racing longevity. Although you and I could be aiming for one particular goal, I just don't aim for that particular goal. I want you to be continuously doing what you love. I know what happens when a person gets injured or actually just get depressed. And I want you to enjoy training. So that's training and racing longevity. Next thing, balance in life. Balance in life. Although the training can be tough, and also because we're aiming to be the best that you can as an athlete, I also still prioritize and would want you to spend time with your family and friends. I don't want you to drop the ball in the other areas of your life, meaning that I don't want you to be slacking or actually forgetting about your job, not doing well. I don't want you having divorce or just forgetting about taking care of your kids. I want you to communicate to me. I want to understand where you're coming from. And that's why that's one of my 3 C's of expectation, which is communication. For me to be able to understand the other areas, the other stresses in your life. I want us to be communicating. I want to get to know you. In the middle or the end of the coaching, you will see and you will actually realize that you and I become friends because we just know so much of each other because we talk a lot. Okay. The next thing is you being healthy. 100% health and not getting sick. Although I could be your coach, I could be your coach for swimming, biking, or running, or triathlon. Guess what? I will be advising you. I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian, but I've learned a lot from my coaches, from my sports nutritionist, from my dietitian, from my mentors, and actually a lot of different books that I've been reading. And I will share you what I know and what I've experienced and what I learned from the elite athletes that I've been also racing. I will share you what works. I'm not going to be a cookie cutter wherein this one works for one person and then so therefore that one works for you. No. I believe that each individual is different. Okay? And also, I believe that maybe something works for me and maybe not for you. Also, you know, I don't go by brands, by the way, brands in nutrition. I go by the molecular level, the nutrition fact, the ingredients. Okay? So that's 100% health. If you see me contacting you, let's say Facebook, because you're not getting your sleep, I would contact you because I want you to get 100% health. Training for an Ironman, training for a race doesn't mean you just work out. It means that you keep yourself healthy. It means that you are able to recover faster. All these things are important for you to get a high quality workout. I don't want you to just checking your training peaks or your workout just because you complete it. No, I want high quality. Your 1 hour, your limited 1 hour, what are you going to spend it on? 1 hour of just checking off your workouts and tell me that you get it done? Or actually doing it because you did it quality for yourself, for us to achieve your goal, and for you to be happy that you did your best. That's what I want. Okay? Last but not the least, I'm asking all this because I really want us to achieve results. If I'm not producing results, then I don't feel that I'm actually adding value. I want results and I want it fast. And I'm not going to hold back information. Why? Because I want it fast. I'm going to give you everything. You know, some people can achieve their dreams or goals within a year or more than a year, or it takes them a long time. But no, for me, I'm so detailed. And I really, really think about your training. I put so much time and energy, all my experience. I want to make sure that it makes sense. I want to make sure that you don't get injured. I want to make sure that we get the results. If you have a time results, I want to make sure that we get into detail, like really cut into pieces, like really analyze it. And that's what I do. I come from an engineering background and I love numbers. I love data. So please, if you're my athlete, I want data. Give me the data, any data, heart rate, your power, your speed, your pace, even the grade percentage, the altitude. I go cut them all into pieces. I'm just telling you. So let me repeat to you my 5 values. Okay. Well, first, injury free. Okay. Balance in life. You being healthy, 100%, not getting sick. Racing and training longevity. And last but not the least, result driven. I want results and I want it fast. And I want us, you and I, do it together. My best, your best. We put it together, we both win. That's Feisty Fox Coaching.